welcome to Portugal as a teacher for the first time, as far as I know.
Yes,
and
that's the first time.
as an open concert, so far as I know, with the generous support of Powell Flutes.
I'm very grateful to them that they not only support their artists, but also give possibilities of sharing, thanks to this support, sharing ideas, sharing music, sharing pedagogy, sharing the flute, which we all love so much. And that's a great thing to be able to do.
Absolutely. We had a whole day of masterclasses already yesterday, and we had a beautiful concert, spectacular concert last night with works by Jolivet and Debussy, Berlioz and Hindemith. May I ask what model Powell flute you play, because it sounded spectacular?
I play 14K old flute with silver keys, B-foot, and I have a Venti 19.5 head joint. Well, in the beginning it was just, I bought a Powell flute because I liked it. And then at some point came the question, after a few years, they knew I was playing the instrument, they sort of probably followed me a little, knowing what I was doing, and they said, would you like once in a while to be going to places as a Powell artist? I'm on their website now as a Powell artist, and it started with projects like this one, a concert, a masterclass, and their generous support to do this. So I'm an ambassador of the instrument they build, and I'm also an ambassador of music, but with the generous support of a firm which otherwise it would probably not be possible to do this. And I think it's also great because they don't only support the fact that they build great instruments, which we play, but they also support music going through the world and exchange of pedagogical ideas, which is really wonderful. My background is I started to flute age 9, like just about everybody in my country. We go to the music school, you have a year of solfege, then you pick an instrument. I really can't remember why I picked the flute. I must have gone to children's concerts of the National Orchestra and seen something shiny in the middle, and that was probably why I chose it. And I enjoy it till today. And then of course after many years I started to decide if I was going to be a musician or not. I actually wanted to become a diplomat, and gave myself 1 year to actually figure out if the flute studying that as a professional would be my thing, and well, here I am, I'm still doing it. And then I was very lucky to, after my studies in Brussels at the conservatory, to be able to go to Peter Lucas Graaf in Basel for 4 years, which was really a wonderful education. He's a real educator, musically, technically, and he's a real, very intelligent man. I had a great time there, and then had the chance to go to Munich to Philipp Buculi from the Bayerische Rundfunk, and had another good time, and then had my job in the orchestra age 24, and I'm still there and teaching now in Utrecht, in Antwerp, and also in Münster at the Hochschule. And well, yes, then doing lots of chamber music, doing lots of solo playing, and I've made a few recordings, also recently one with piano. And then came the idea that with my best friend, who's our piccolo player in the orchestra, we studied together, did the entrance exam the same day in the conservatory. I've been friends for 30 years, that we actually wanted to make a summer school. Like in England, it happens very often. You have Oxford, you have all these summer schools where people really come together for a whole week and share music and flute playing. And we searched for a long time to find the right place, because I think it's very connected to where do you do this. Is the atmosphere good? Is the place nice? Is it inspiring? Then you can do it. And otherwise, I don't think it works. And we were very lucky to find in Peter's hometown, Bruges, where they live, he lives with his family, a wonderful place called Seven Kerken, Seven Churches, in the middle of a forest. And it's sort of closed from the world. You can't really get out without walking quite far. And we've been very lucky, because we thought in the beginning, well, you know, if we have 12 students, we'll be very happy. And if we don't lose money, we'll be very happy. And then from the first year, I guess we had like something like 35, and now this year was the 4th edition with 44 students from all over the world. What we also do now is we offer one course, a full course with full board and everything, to one of the prize winners of the Dutch international flute competition at Adams Music. And the competition also offers one course. So we get 2 people from the competition, prize winners.
Very good.
One is invited by us and one is invited by the competition. So that's very nice because we give a chance to people who already won a prize and are already very good and want to study in the summer to come to us. Our course has a lot of different things in it. Of course, there are individual lessons in masterclass or in private lessons. We have Alexander Technique. We try to make people do some sports, so there is jogging every morning. We have all kinds of different things. There are piccolo lessons, and we are open to everybody. That means from age 12 to age indefinite. Everybody is welcome. Amateurs, professionals, young professionals, students, music school kids. We actually wanted the flute to be shared by everyone in the same way. Everybody gets the same length of time, everybody plays in a master class. And everybody also listens to everybody, and I think that's a very good thing, because we can learn a lot from amateur players also. They have this incredible enthusiasm which they carry throughout their lives till when they're 70 or 80.
Yes. What's your experience?
Well, I have a very good alto flute from Eva Kingma, which I absolutely love, and I've also worked with her on finding the right head joint, and I think she's done a tremendous work for the low flutes, and also for the quarter tone flute, which is an amazing instrument. I find it's one of the big changes in the 21st century in flute building, and she's brought a lot to that. I love playing the alto flute. Bass flute I've played occasionally, like in the Ligeti concerto, or we talked about Blood on the Floor yesterday, where there's also alto and bass flute. But I don't play it very often. I play it when it comes along and when the chamber piece I'm playing has an alto flute. Recently we played a new septet based on the Ravel septet formation, which was written by Wim Hendricks, who's our composer in residence at the orchestra, which also had a huge part for the alto flute. So I'm very happy always to do this, and I'm very lucky to have a very, very good instrument for that.
Yes.
I feel they're very open. They're listening, really. They're listening to the class, and you feel that they're really interested in getting the information out of there. And I've heard some very, very musical talents. I mean, in the end, what can we not give them? It's the musical talent. We can help them play the instrument, we can help them understand styles, we can tell them how to practice to become better, we can talk about breathing, we can give them all of that, but there has to be a kind of natural musical thing. If it's not there, I'm afraid it won't come. So that I felt with a lot of people here, that there is a kind of natural flow of playing music, and that's really wonderful to see, and there is a big enthusiasm.
What were you doing here?
I think you're doing a great job. I see that you've been doing the same number of years as us by incredible coincidence.
Complete coincidence.
We started the idea at the same time. I think it's very important to do this, to just work also with people in the summer, because the summertime is usually too long for students. They get a little lost. And that they come here and they are all together and share, and that you get a guest from outside is also a good idea. Fresh ideas, new ideas coming in. We all need these, you see, new ideas. No musician can just say, okay, well, now I know everything I'm going on and it's going to be fine. You sometimes get them from a conductor who comes in, you get them from colleagues in your ensemble, in your orchestra. You say, oh wow, that was beautiful, so I learned from that. And you can get them from these kind of summer schools where you actually share the same passion, the same music, but with different angles coming in. And I think it's a very important thing. I think the flute has also developed thanks to these kind of centers in the summer, where you gather together and everybody learns from everybody. By listening, by playing together, you do also a lot of ensemble work. It's also very important to do this and just learn from playing together, listening, and I think it's a very interesting thing.
Also because it's a more relaxed atmosphere than
it's super relaxed, and I think in the summer also we have more time to actually absorb what we are doing. the concert season and the school season is very dense. It's never stopping, and sometimes you feel also with students, they come after summer. They come back and they've had a summer class and they've had time to sort of put it all in a place. They've had time to practice, they've had a rest, and when they rest, things come. And I think that therefore the summer is a great moment to make music, share music, and then give yourself time to actually also absorb it and think about it. I actually started off my career saying I will never teach, because I had a bunch of very, very bad teachers, if I can say so, people who didn't show up to teach or were just not saying anything. And then I sort of rolled into it and discovered that it can actually be very, very wonderful, and that you also get a lot back from students. You learn also from your students, and they're also wonderful human beings. So it became more and more important in my life. Well, for the moment there's still an orchestra schedule in my life, which takes up quite some time. So there are a number of weeks where I'm certainly in Antwerp and I do my teaching and the orchestral playing. I do more and more teaching, and also more and more teaching in other countries, which is really wonderful. Maybe there might be a day where I leave the orchestra and go stay with the teaching and more chamber music. That's possible. In the upcoming months there's another class in the south of Belgium, and many more international classes next year. Wonderful tour with the orchestra to China, Korea and India, which I'm looking forward to. And a new flute concerto which is written, at least one, probably two. Wim Hendricks, our composer in residence, is writing a new concerto that's already on the way and will be premiered in 2019 with our orchestra. And also another Belgian composer, Dirk Brosset, who has done a lot of film music and has a Grammy Award and this kind of thing. So he's a really top-class film music composer, is also writing a concerto for me. So those are very exciting things, of course, because you're the first one who gets to play this piece. And it can be recorded also on CD, and it's a really wonderful thing to get a new part and start exploring it, and then getting really deep into that. So I think there will be a lot of playing, a lot of teaching. I love the orchestral repertoire, but I don't know if I will stay till age 67, which is now the age where we can retire, because I also think that it demands a lot of you to be every week at the top of the bill. But we will see all of that. But there will certainly be a lot of teaching, because...
Well, thank you very much for visiting us. Thank you to Carl Flutes for their support.
Thank you for having me. It was a wonderful,
been a privilege.
Short but wonderful visit to your city and to your academy.
And we hope very much to see you again in the future. We'll be following you, so be aware. There'll be a bigger crowd following you now on Facebook and all the other social media. And thank you again, and hope to see you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you.